Hey, it's Tuxedo Mark. It is 3:54 p.m. on Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025, and I want to show you the latest stuff that I got. But first, a little update. Um, I had been without internet since Saturday evening. So that was 4 days ago. Because there was a lightning strike. Power went out for only a few seconds, but my internet was knocked out. My modem wouldn't pick up a DSL signal. And yesterday was the earliest time that a technician could come out. So he showed up yesterday morning around 11 a.m. He had to go away, come back, because like the place that he was checking down the street, there was no signal coming in there, so he had to go elsewhere. Then he came back and he's like, "Hey, check your modem. It's back online." So that was good, and that was just in time for me to be able to watch the Classic Tetris World Championship finals that evening. So that was fun. Um, but anyway, so yeah, there's that little bit of excitement, I guess you could say. Um, all right. So in other news, a few days ago, um, my little free library. Okay, there was a book in my little free library. Hardly anyone ever takes anything out there, or if they do, they don't really leave anything. Usually not. Um, Now there's this one particular novel that had been in my little free library for a few months now, and no one's ever taken it. Um, but I did notice it was gone a few days ago. And also, when I opened it up, I looked, there's this small book inside, and it was by Ray Comfort. And it was like something called 100 scientific proofs that the Bible is true or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, if you don't know who Ray Comfort is, he's this evangelist, this horrible person, this loon. Um, I remember him from seeing a video when he and Kirk Cameron got together. And there was this video where Ray was like explaining to Kirk how the banana is proof of God's existence. Right. Yeah, because apparently it's so perfectly designed and you could easily peel the peel off it. Anyway, I removed the Ray Comfort book from my little free library, and I replaced the book that had been taken. It was called The Perks of Loving a Wallflower by Erica Ridley. It was a Regency romance. No one had taken it for months until, just a few days ago. It's a lesbian romance, okay? So I replaced it with one of two backup copies that I had of it, and that's in addition to my own copy that I have for myself. I had gotten these copies at Ollie's a while ago. So anyway, immediately replaced that book. And then I was so pissed at what had been done. I just knew that whoever put that Ray Comfort book in there took the Perks of Loving a Wallflower out, not to read it, not to enjoy it, but only to get rid of it. So, yay, my little free library has become the target of Christians. Um, what's even funnier, well, okay, I'll save that for for later. But anyway, I decided to go to Ollie's to see if they had any more copies of The Perks of Loving a Wallflower so I could stock up. They didn't. I didn't really expect them to because it had been a while since I had picked them up. But I did find a bunch of other books to add to my little free library. So much so that they had to be put in multiple bags. So let's go through them. So first we've got Sweet Valley Twins, the graphic novel, Teacher's Pet. I've never read Sweet Valley High or Sweet Valley Twins or seen the TV series, and there might be movies. I don't know. Haven't seen them. But I mean, this looks cute. So just something for girls to add in there. I don't think I'll read it for myself. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Now this I did specifically get just to add to the little free library because honestly I have no interest in actually reading this, but it's Marvel tying its Gamora and Nebula Sisters in Arms by Mackenzie Lee. Aphrodite Made Me Do It by Trista Matier. It's basically a collection of like short quotes and stuff like that. A little bit of pictures. I have a copy for myself, and I already put a copy in my little free library a while ago. It's by Trista Matier. Hey, here's another one. Now we got a fantasy novel, The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. And this is a gift edition. It includes a prequel story set in the world of the novel, published in print for the first time, brand new chapter opening illustrations, and printed end papers featuring a color map of the known world. Okay. And it says, there is magic in starlight, of course. This is well known. Moonlight, however, that is a different story. Moonlight is magic. Ask anyone you like. So I think before I put this in my little free library, I might try reading it myself. And here we have a historical novel, Blood of Troy, a Daughter of Sparta novel by Claire M. Andrews. And this is apparently a sequel to a book called Daughter of Sparta. But I'll try reading it myself before I stick it in my little free library. I might like it. We'll see. And this had to be double bagged because it's so heavy. Next one. This is for myself. All right. The Big Bang Theory, the definitive inside story of the epic hit series by Jessica Radloff. So I'm a Big Bang Theory fan, so this book seems to be like a bunch of quotes or interviews or something, because it lists each speaker. And basically, I guess it's what you might call an oral history of the series, and you got color insert photos, and but yeah, I look forward to reading this, and I think it's out after the show had wrapped, and there are quotes from each of the main cast on the back as well. Um, Kaylee Cuoco says, I'm so excited for fans to finally see my behind the scenes Polaroids for the first time. These photos are very special and super personal, so knowing Trish was taking such care with them as she did with this book was very comforting to me. Okay. Penny's my favorite character. Just going to go ahead and say that. Anyway, 2022. So yeah, definitely after the show ended. So, and it was like $99. So great deal on that. Now let's look at some others. Here we got a novel by Holly Black called Book of Nights. So I might try reading this as well. I've never read any of her stuff. If you're wondering what the sound is, Domino and Chera are wrestling on the floor. They're wrestling buddies. I'm kind of surprised that they formed that kind of bond. But anyway, now this, Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolf. And yeah, I'm going to read this as well, or try to anyway. I cannot stop death, but I can make it think twice. Now, when I checked out, the cashier was impressed by the artwork on the paper edges. Now we got The Severed Moon, a year-long journal of magic by Leigh Bardugo, and I have a novel by her in another bag. But apparently, this is basically a journal with little quotes at the top of each page. I'm just going to read the quotes, which shouldn't take long, and then just put the journal in the little free library because I'm not one to write in journals. But I figure someone might like this. We learn to wring magic from the ordinary. Discover the magic in your life with this bewitching year-long journal. On every page, you'll find an introspective question to respond to or an evocative quotation from the novels of the Grishaverse, a magical world created by best-selling author Leigh Bardugo. Open your windows to the moon. Write down what each prompt or quote ponders in your mind, and let this journal guide you through 365 days of magical self-reflection. So yeah, that's pretty much going to go into the library almost immediately. It won't take long for me to read those quotes. It's been a while since I've added books to my little free library, so and it's not very full, so I think this stuff filled up pretty good. Now the last one didn't have to be double bagged. It's the only one that didn't have to be double bagged because there's only a few books in it. Now we got Gur Attitude, a guided journal for the reluctantly positive by April J. Graham. So, yeah, like little quotes and stuff and pictures. Just opening to a random page. It says, I don't hate people. I just feel better when they aren't around. By Charles Bukowski. People who think they know everything are a great annoyance to those of us who do. Isaac Asimov. Okay, so I'm going to read this and then stick it in the little free library. All right, so here we got a Lee Bardugo novel, Shadow and Bone. It's apparently now a Netflix original series. Apparently, there's two more novels in the series after it, and she's also got like two other series. So, enter the Grisha verse. So, I'm guessing all of these are in the Grisha verse. I guess it's one interconnected universe. Well, there's a website for it, grishaverse.com. Anyway, I'm going to read this and see what I think. When I'm read all these, who knows? But a lot of these fantasy novels that I have, I think autumn, when the weather cools down a bit, will be a good time. Like, it'll put me in a fantasy mood. Here we have Royce Rolls by Margaret Stoll. And it pokes fun at like rich reality show people, like a 16-year-old Bentley Royce. Okay. After 5 seasons on her family's reality show, Rolling with the Royces. So this is like a satire, it's a comedy about how absurd that reality TV is, and so it seems like it'll be cute. I'll read it and check it out. And last, and this is actually the first book that I came across in the store, The Bruce Lee Way, Motivation, Wisdom, and Life Lessons from the Legend by Tim Baker, forward by Shannon Lee. So I don't know much about Bruce Lee himself, and I've never actually seen one of his movies. I mean, I'm kind of familiar with who he is, obviously, but this doesn't seem to be a very long read. There's lots of like illustrations, like pictures, all that stuff. So I'm gonna read through this, and I'll probably just put it in my library. So that's that from Ollie's. Now, more recently, I found this at Walmart. And whenever I find a fantasy novel at Walmart, I look it up on Amazon, read the reviews, try to see if I would be into it. Now, this book is apparently very popular. It's Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. Fire and Metal, Book 1. So it's like a romantasy type thing. Here's the thing, though, and it wasn't $20; it was cheaper than that. But here's the thing. Apparently, while it sells very well and it's got a lot of 5-star reviews, it's also got a lot of 1-star reviews. 1 star, 2-star. The reviews are all over the place. And the reason why, I mean, some people say that it's poorly written all throughout. Other people say they really enjoy it for about 95% of the novel. And then in the last chapter or two, the author completely ruins it. And I started reading the reviews, trying to figure out why. Spoilers, okay? If you don't want to be spoiled about this book, just click off the video. And I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet, obviously, but it says it includes an exclusive sneak peek of Book 2, Light Wielder. Okay. So apparently this blew up on the internet, supposedly, according to the hype. And it says, packed with knife fights and seafaring adventure, Metal Slinger is the smash hit start to a romantic fantasy Fire and Metal duology. So apparently it was picked up by a major publisher, republished. And then there's going to be a sequel, and it's just going to be 2 books, I guess. the breakout romantasy sensation that has taken the internet by storm, bursting with suspense, romance, and breathtaking twists. This heart-stopping debut now has an embossed cover, silver foiling, and a bonus scene from the highly anticipated sequel, Light Will. Okay, so apparently, and according to Amazon, there's a twist that you won't see coming. So they say there's a twist. Now, here's the thing. So it follows a girl named Bryn. It's from her perspective. It's written in first person, present tense. Okay. So here's what it says on the back. Even though she's not one of them, Bryn has spent her life among the Alaha, training to be a guard and waiting for the chance to attend the annual market hosted by the Kenta, the very same people who exiled her adopted community to a life at sea. Going to the market is a rite of passage, eagerly anticipated by all young guards, but Bryn does not anticipate breaking a century-long peace treaty while there, nor does she plan for the intense encounter with an enemy soldier that now threatens to unwind fragile coexistence between her people, and everything Bryn once believed about herself to be true. Bryn's loyalty to the Alaha is tested when the truth of who she is brought to light by this soldier who's taken an oath to bring her back to where she belongs. Narrowly escaping death on a violent high seas, Bryn's connection to the Alaha is further tested when she learns about the world of magic she's been denied. She was once certain of her fate and where she belonged, but the dark, knowing eyes of this stranger have her questioning everything, including her heart. Okay. So keep in mind, it's written in the first person. It's happening in real time. And first person present tense. Okay, happening in real time is her thoughts. So the twist that has a lot of people upset in the final chapter, and click off if you don't want to hear this. She turns out to be the bad guy. Yeah, she's part of the rebellion, and it makes no sense, apparently, from what the reviews have said, because there was no indication of any of this throughout, like, most of the novel. And it's from her perspective. So the only conclusion that you can reach is she's been lying internally in her internal thoughts for the entire novel. Because you can't do a twist ending if you're following the character that commits the twist at the end. Like, if you're following their thoughts for the entire novel, a twist ending doesn't work. It has to either be written in the third person or be written like as a series of journal entries, maybe, where like the character could be lying or could be telling the truth and you don't know. But for like a stream of consciousness, this is the character's thoughts in real time. We're following her along on the journey. We're in her head the entire time. And then she does like a gotcha at the end. It's like she's... One review that I read was, this isn't an unreliable narrator. It's betrayal of the reader. So I decided to get this book. Not the day that I first came across it, but like the next day, I was thinking about it, and then I saw there was one copy left. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it and read it. just because I know that it pisses people off, and I want to feel the full effect of how of that experience. So anyway, there's that. Now, final thing that I got yesterday, and I've been wanting to get this a while ago, and then my Walmart stopped carrying it. I thought maybe if I eventually get it, I would have to order it online, but I saw a copy yesterday. This one. So we got The Big Bang Theory, the complete series on DVD. All right, so it's got all 12 seasons, 279 original broadcast episodes, nearly 12 hours of extras from all seasons, plus a bonus disc, including The Big Bang Theory, a retrospective, final reflections from the cast and producers. All the stars in the BBT universe, the cast and crew highlight the many guest stars who have been on the show. BBT's greatest hits, 12 years of comedy in 24 minutes, a collection of the funniest moments from every blockbuster season. All right. I know it's available on Blu-ray as well, but I just figured I'd get a copy so I could have one to watch for myself. Now, I've never seen the entire TV series. I know I used to watch it on a local independent station. They would play 2 episodes every evening. I watched it with my mom. She actually got into it before I did. But then we would watch it together, and we would also watch reruns on TBS. I don't know if I really watched it on, I think it was CBS that it was on. I don't think we really watched the new episodes. And I don't know how far I got, but I'm watching a YouTuber named Nick reacting to Big Bang Theory, and he's in season 6 already. That's like halfway through a series almost. And so far, I recognize all of the episodes. So I think I've seen at least half of the series. Now, I did tune into the 2-part series finale with my mom, and we watched it on the day that it aired. And then we watched the retrospective afterwards, hosted by Kaylee and Johnny. And then the episode of Young Sheldon, I think that was after the retrospective. I'm not sure. But it was basically, it acted as a prequel to Big Bang Theory because you saw younger versions of all of the main characters in like a little montage scene. So that was like a tribute to the parent show that was ending. But anyway, I suppose at some point I'll finish. I should probably watch it from the beginning on DVD because there's no telling what syndication might have cut out. I know the first scene from the first episode is always cut out in syndication. But anyway. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, not much else is going on. Hanging out with the kiddies, reading novels on my Kindle. I'm watching The Secret World of Alex Mack. Got 2 episodes left of season 3, so I've got to finish off season 3 today, and then I've got season 4, which is 20 episodes. And a lot of season 4 consists of episodes that have been taped for season 3 but held back. So they didn't actually tape many episodes for season 4 itself. And I'm sure that they aired off order and stuff like that. But anyway. And that's about it, I guess. Nothing else to say. Yeah. So anyway, it's 4:24 p.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait, no, sorry. One more thing. I forgot to mention a little anecdote for my little free library. I haven't mowed my lawn in a while, so the grass was getting pretty high. So I don't know what the mindset of the person was because they had to wade through tall grass and weeds to get to my little free library. So I'm not sure if they saw the lesbian romance novel in there, decided to stop and take it out and leave the Ray Comfort book in there, or if they were just wanted to leave the Ray Comfort book first, saw the lesbian romance novel and took it out. But I was discussing this with the cashier at Big Lots, and she said it's possible someone just dropped off the comfort book because they didn't want any more. It's a possibility, but I have my doubts about that. I went to donate the comfort book to another little free library in the area. And that one, as it turned out, was mostly cleaned out. There were only a few books in there, including 2 copies of the Ray Comfort book. So this is definitely some kind of local crusader that's going around to little free libraries in the area and leaving this propaganda in there. Um, yeah, but anyway, okay, that is all that I wanted to say, and it's 4:26 p.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.